What's going on? What's going on, sippers and snippers? It's your boy hitting gyms again. Sorry for the wait. Unfortunately, man, for whatever reason, my apartment complex decided to do a fire drill, or somebody pulled the fire alarm, one or the other, and had to push things back a little bit. Not exactly sure what's going on, but hey, it stopped, and here we are, live and direct with y'all. All right. Let me get this from around my neck because accidentally stepped on this earlier. But here we are again, and today we are running a special live. Had been talking about doing this ever since last year, where we focused in on one of the many notes and fragrances that our community seems to love. Okay. Um, thing is, much like a beautiful music composition, a fragrance consists of so many notes and accords, right? Just like music consists of notes and chords, all right? And the thing is that early in my journey, I really wasn't sure what I liked. I just smelt things, got my nose on it, and if it smelled good to me on skin, then hey, I'd buy it, or I'd fancy that style of perfumery, right? And honestly, it got old. You know, I refined my taste. I was able to hone in on certain notes and accords that I particularly fancied more than others. And in doing so, I started my little collection. But you know, I started feeling like I was leaving out other notes, and I wasn't sure why I didn't like them, if it was a blend. So this is to kind of talk about those different notes and get a better understanding of how they are used in perfumery, and give some examples for people to try. If you don't particularly like these notes, maybe we can recommend a couple of things that you would get your nose on, and maybe you would uh, begin to enjoy those notes in perfumery. I know that's what's been happening with me. Right now, I'm trying to find different blends and accords that go with leather notes. I'm trying to find good leather fragrances. So that is what this is dedicated to. I will be bringing up my friend and confidant in this discussion, Charm, in a few minutes. But first and foremost, let me go ahead and get to the chat, man. First, as usual, we got that man Joel. All right. He said his sin of the day is Moresque al Andalus. All right, that's what's up, man. All world, what's good, my guy? All right, Dutch in here. What up? Sin of the day is Silky Woods by Goldfield and Banks. That is a good one, man. That is a good one. I don't know why, but I love the elixir. It's after the first few minutes of having that hard to deal with darkness in there, it really smells good on skin, man, for sure. All right. Charm in the back. Rockboy T, what's good? Scent of the day is Oud Satin Mood and Sumo Berry's Body Oil. That's what's up. Glad to see that. Celebrating that lady J. Chantel. All right. Let me go ahead and get in here. Get down. Mr. Clark, what's going on, sir? All right. My guy Percy. What's good? What's good? Goose. What's going on? Scent of the day is PDM Herod. Beautiful fragrance. We're going to be talking about that tonight for sure. What up, D-Man? Hey, what's up, sippers and sniffers? Scent of the day is Blueberry London or Burberry. I don't know what the heck I'm thinking. Burberry London on this nice, cool day. All right. Haven't smelled that in a long time, but yeah. Our world scent of the night is some musk and civet paste from El Caldi. All right. That's a bit, man. You always on that on that experimental, that polarizing fragrances or the scents in nature. What up, Jules? What's going on? Jules. My guy Kicks Griffey in here, driving but listening to. All right. That's a bet. Appreciate you for coming on out. All right. Julie said, hey, rose folks, roses. All right. My guy Habib. All right, Habibi. What's going on? That's John Carlo. What up? I think that's John Carlo. What up, man? What's going on, baby? Hadn't seen you in here in a while. My God, my brother from another, Taiski Randall. What up? Sin of the day is Tom Ford Beau de Jour. All right, Beau de Jour. Smelling good, man. I think that's what a fougere. Yeah, I think so. If I'm not mistaken. Alicia, what's going on? The beautiful Alicia is in the building. All right. Alicia said her sin of the day is Mason de Eto. Man, I'm sorry. I have to say something because I read that and I don't know why, but the first thing that came to mind was Mason the Ghetto. I don't know if y'all saw that episode. I think it was on Martin or whatnot. But Mason the Edo Kanan. All right, all right. I had to point that out because that's what I almost said, man. I almost messed that up, baby. Yes, please do not forget to hit that thumbs up and that like, please. Barry, what's going on, man? Sin of the day is Gorlon, Habit Rouge, Spirit. All right. All right. Gotcha. Jules says sin of the day is Lafayette Street, bond number 9. Yep, that elixir is sexy as heck. I'm telling you, man, once you get past those first, 5 to 10 minutes, beautiful, man. All world, I said Habibi, not Habiti. Habiti is the one that you say to someone that you are endeared and loved with, or like a relative, not Habibi. Come on now. What's good, Danielle? These frags with the name change. Miss Hammond, what's good? Sin of the day is Dries Van Noten, Chamomile Satin. All right, I got to get my nose on that tobacco one, man. Stogie P, welcome back, baby. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. What's going on? Had to hop in. Favorite note of the season. All right, well, hey, if you don't already have some of these, hopefully we can recommend a few to you. You know what I'm saying? I know I have quite a few that have been talked about quite a bit, but Charm, hey, you know, I brought him in here for a reason. That man right there, true connoisseur, sticks to his name, man. Let me go ahead and get down to the bottom, man. See if I haven't recognized anybody. David, what's going on, man? Dior Tabacalore. All right. David, we got similar tastes. That's why I mess with you. That's why you in the chat, man. All right, my bad, Jules. Calm down. All right. Let me go ahead and bring him up with no further ado. Oh, I do apologize. Here we go. Kick that. All right. With no further ado, let me go ahead and bring up the man. All right. The myth, the legend in this community, in our cul-de-sac, as Will so fluently said the other day, cul-de-sac. Let me go ahead and bring him up, the man of the hour. And my partner in crime for tonight, Charm City.
What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? Man, you're in your double mode. I guess it's called the multi-stream mode.
Am I?
Yeah, I see it on both. So you're up in with people who are portrait and landscape.
Really? Because the thing is that I tried not to do that.
I think they do it. I think they do it for now it's just like a default. So
they usually ask me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like on this one, it says that they only did it on the landscape, but I know that they're doing it on portrait for IG because I'm over there on the IG side too.
Yeah, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not in YouTube, but I guess I'm in StreamYard in the back.
Ah, okay, yeah. If you're in StreamYard, then you see, yeah, the other side is for IG for sure. What's going on, Ricky? My bad.
Definitely. What's up, everybody? Glad to be here with Gems. I am, I got the new setup.
Yes, sir.
So I am a Dallas resident now, out here and trying to do a little something with the setup and what's going on.
So, D-Town representative. Hey, it's about time, Charm. It's about time. But man, as usual, you know, we are here. Charm, you know, I called you up. This was months ago. This has been in planning for a minute. You know, as a matter of fact, shoot, I lost some of the notes that I had at the time. You know, we were originally discussing doing this. You know, this was prior to my mom going into the hospital and everything. This had to be like March, right?
March. Yeah. It was definitely early. Yeah, it was before May because that's when I started the transition in May. So it was before then.
Yeah, but I told you that I wanted to start a series, because we always talk about the notes that we want, right? And so I
Hmm.
always the notes that we're looking for in fragrances, and I had a couple of conversations with people where they were asking me, hey, would you recommend it? Would you recommend this? And I always come back to what do you like, right? And in doing so and answering that question so many times, and we've had number of conversations, and I always figured like I needed to learn more about the notes. There are some that I understand how they work in perfumery, and there are some that I don't. And then there are so many that I typically just avoid, and I needed to better understand why am I avoiding them, or why am I avoiding them in certain blends. And so it came to me to do this series, and of course, who else would I reach out to other than the magnificent Charm, all right, the fragrance connoisseur, for to get into like having a detailed discussion for the most part, like doing some research. I know you are about the grind. You are about the research behind this. And
Definitely.
yeah, man, I couldn't see it using anybody else other than you in here. But yeah, man, getting to the point. I appreciate you for coming out, Charm. And yeah, appreciate you for being here.
So yeah, this is one of my first forays back into the live. So yeah, I appreciate you, James, for having me.
Pleasure's all mine, man. All right, so what we're talking about is we're talking about tobacco and perfumery. All right, now a lot of y'all are aware, or you have a lot of experience with this particular note in perfumery. All right, this is a very popular. I would even say go as far as to say one of the more popular amongst the masculine,
Yeah.
um, appreciating connoisseurs. Right. And yeah, man, we wanted to talk about some of these uses, and just give everybody a little education. Not that I'm learning too in the midst of this. Trust me, I'm
We
gonna walk
all
away with just as much information as everybody in the chat. But we would just want to have the discussion about the different ways that tobacco is used, and what is to your liking. By talking about what is to our liking and what's in our collection. So, Charm, I tell you what, real quick, when did you collect your first tobacco fragrance?
When did I collect my first tobacco fragrance? Um, Probably one of the first tobacco fragrances that I have, and I really just have it just to say one of the first ones. Probably Harrod. Harrod was probably one of my first. Now that is not including designer. So going into whatever you want to call PDM, if you want to call it luxury designer, you want to call it niche. But one of the first ones that had tobacco in it, designer that I went with was probably the one. The one was a designer tobacco that I had, the EDP. Um, what else? Wanted by Night, I think, is another one that has tobacco in it. So I had some tobaccos in designer, but yeah, my first niche tobacco fragrance was probably Harrod.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, man. I honestly think the first one that I got that had tobacco in it, outside of all the little Middle Eastern cheapies that I was getting like 4 years ago, was honestly Harry. That was the first one. I found it for a steal. It would have been Carlisle, but Carlisle was limited. You couldn't get it at Nordstrom's. It was one that you had to order online because it was always sold out and whatnot. And it always costs more than the regulars on discounts, right? So
Right.
you look up Harriet. It's at a decent price, sometimes at lower. I think I got mine for like 170 at one point, but the Carlisle was always more expensive. But I understood why, because I loved it the most. So yeah. But tell me this, Charm. Man, I was doing some research, and of course I took notes, y'all. All right. So, had to. What's going on? The hand duck, all y'all. All right.
And
I took
nothing.
notes, but man, it was interesting finding out about tobacco and perfumery, because they said that tobacco didn't really begin being used in perfumery until the 20th century. Where we find all types of florals and other stuff that was used, in different blends or whatever before. Man, they said, when I was looking it up, they said probably 1919 was the first time that an actual perfume was created with the note of tobacco, which was interesting.
That is interesting. That is
Yeah,
interesting.
they said it wasn't made from tobacco, but it was a synthetic tobacco smell. They used leather, spices, and a touch of floral carnation to evoke the smell of Virginia tobacco. All right.
Yeah, Virginia tobacco is one of the more prominent kind of notes or chords that they use in tobacco fragrances.
All right. All right. And it was just interesting noticing that, you know what I'm saying? But as things evolved and whatnot, reading and what the use of it has evolved. You've got all different styles of tobacco, all different blends of it. And so we're going to get into a few of these today. All right. So let me do this. Charm, look, we all have our preferences of style of tobacco blends, right? I'm gonna go ahead since you are the guest. What is your favorite style of tobacco?
Wow. I have a lot of different styles of tobacco that I enjoy. So I enjoy kind of like the boozy style. I would say right now that is one, but then the smoky pipe cigar type style I like a lot as well. And even the tobacco leaf refined style. So I really like them all. I can't. I have love for all of them, and
Okay.
that's true. I'm looking at what I have up here, and they run the gamut.
Well, choose one. If you had to say which style of tobacco was your favorite, what would you say the one that you wear the most? Just the one that you enjoy wearing on skin the most.
The ones that I wear the most, I would say, were more of the sweet dried tobacco leaf. So going into my favorite tobacco is Chergy
All right.
by Serge Lutens. And this one, everybody talks about tobacco vanille and how that happened. This one came years before tobacco vanille was even
Yes.
thought about. And people sleep on Serge Lutens. It has that sweet tobacco. It has a honey. It's got kind of like a animalic slight tinge to it with the hay accord in it. This is probably, if I say my favorite tobacco, I would say it has to be Cherry by Serge Lutens.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right.
And that's my third bottle, actually.
That's your third bottle.
That's my
Look,
third bottle.
Chergy is the signature scent of the house, man. But I tell you what, I will match you, all right, with a tobacco fragrance from the house of Serge Lutens. Now, this is not necessarily my favorite style of tobacco, but it's my favorite to wear to the cigar lounge. And
It's a
this
good
right here is a Crème de Fumée. All
one.
right.
Yeah, I knew that was what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, man. This is a beautiful. I let me get into my reviewer frame. All right. This is a beautiful fragrance. All right. Now, for the most part, let me see
This
here.
is this is so Alicia, this is the big one. I have the small one. Let me if I can find it. Where is it?
You got it?
Oh yeah. Like I said, this is my third bottle. I take one with me. And I have both.
Sheesh. All
I
right.
don't play. When I say this is my favorite tobacco fragrance, that it is my favorite tobacco fragrance.
Indeed, indeed. But what you get right here, and the reason why I like this so much, really and truly, Charm, is because I really can't tell what type of tobacco it is, but I love the blend. The blend, it has the notes of cacao, rum, smoke,
Hmm.
tobacco, and woody notes, right? But the rum gives it a booziness, okay, which is
Right.
literally just beautiful on here. I think is really well blended. And so it gives it a feel of being a wet tobacco, but at the same time, that cacao in there, it's a dry, almost shaved cacao note to an extent.
Mhm.
And so it also lingers a bit dry as well. But then when you add the smoke or the incense or whatever you want to refer to it as, when you add that in there along with the woody notes, it kind of gives you a blend of both off the skin. It gives me a feeling of both, depending on whether I'm on my second sniff or my third or fourth. It could give me something different. But I love the way it's blended. I love it being a smoky tobacco at that.
Right.
That's the thing that I like the most because, and that is also the main reason why I wear it to the cigar lounge too, because it kind of blends in, especially with some of the cigars I choose. Because sometimes I will go over there and I will smoke and light up a boozy cigar. Like this one right here, I got chocolate, I got honey, but I also got, there we go, cognac. All right.
Oh, okay.
And so when I light this up, it actually blends in with the smoke, with the fragrance of the smoke of the cigar, and it ties in well together. But man, yeah, I have to be honest with you, man. That's probably one of my favorites right now. Definitely to wear out to the lounge, but
People sleep on the house. People sleep on the house, and you
they
can
do.
get it on discounters for a great price.
Well, don't tell them too many times. You know what I'm saying? You better go get yours first. But no, seriously, Serge Lutin's is a great house. All right, I love their darker natured fragrances.
Right.
They're really good. I think this actually helped me to find the beauty in fragrances. All right, because being able to smell these, wear these, and then taking my time and trying to see which notes I could detect or how they were blended together. And the darker fragrance, it made it more challenging, but it made it easier for whenever I do the more aromatics, the blues and whatnot. Because if you can put together a well dark, if you could put together a good dark fragrance and have everything blend together, I think that's a lot harder in most people's cases than putting together maybe your citrus or your blue fragrance. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And so it takes a little more precision. It takes a lot more effort in most cases to make this thing smell great. All right, than it does from some of the blues that we actually love. And that's just my personal opinion. But when I sit back and I have it on skin and I get the chance to experience it, that's how I feel. And man, that's what it
And
is.
it's a lot richer than blue fragrances. It's more enjoyable to me, but definitely, definitely.
Definitely, definitely. What's going on, Goose? Goose said Dark Rebel was a good tobacco. I never smelled that. How about you,
I
Charm?
haven't smelled that one yet either. I haven't smelled a lot of John Barbatos, so I need to delve more into that house at least to get my nose on it.
Yeah. And you know what? I got a decant. I never did get a full bottle of that Shergy, but Joel brings about a good point, man, because we could talk about this. We can actually go here next if you want to. He talks about the hay note in Shergy is
Yeah,
what makes him love it. But the funny thing is that there's a hay note, but sometimes tobacco is actually perfumed. It's how do you say, put into the blend to almost have a hay-like feel to it,
that's
something
true.
more aromatic. You know what I'm saying? So that it's interesting that he pointed that out because I wonder. It's been a while since I've gone back to it. I have to find my decant. But what do you think, Charm? Do you get a hay tobacco or do you? Because I know there are
Yeah,
some notes that are strong in there.
that's one of the things I love about. So the hay note is something in this that makes it kind of more earthy, and it gives it, and the honey has um it has more of kind of like an animalic bite to it.
Yeah.
This one is really really nice, really really nice. Like I said, that's why it's one of my favorites. It's not so refined. It's well blended, but it's not so refined that it doesn't have a kick to it. And a lot of times that kind of slight edge to things, that little slight funk, it gives it more depth and complexity and makes it more of a central type fragrance.
No, definitely, definitely. Definitely, I have to find that, man. Like you said, Sergio Tens has some beautiful ones. Ombre Sultan,
Yeah.
Agari Crane de Fumé. what is that? Dolce, El Gucci. You know what I'm talking about? El Gucci Diablo. All right, this one
All
right
right.
here.
Okay.
They got some beautiful
It's a slept on house. It is a slept on
Harrison.
house, and people really need to get more into that house, especially for the price point. If you want to talk about getting an affordable niche fragrance that is well blended, that's something that you need to get into.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But all right, so basically, so we talked about a little bit about your the ones that, what was it, the notes it blended in with smoke or incense or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one that you prefer or that you typically wear the most. That's how it's blended in there. I tell you what, let's talk about the ones that are sweet, have a gourmandish feel to them. The ones
Okay.
that almost have like a sweet tobacco or whatnot. Go ahead and give us one.
I would have to say my favorite, and it is my favorite that kind of is a gourmand, is Vanille Havana.
Mm,
So this one kind of has kind of like a cake type vibe. It's got a nice uh sweet tobacco, dried leaf tobacco. It's got cacao, it's got rum, vanilla, and it's a vanilla bean. It's not like a overly sweet bean.
right.
This is another one that's up there on my favorites. I say that's my favorite vanilla as well, because vanilla is what's making the facets of all of those different notes. Vanilla bean has kind of like a boozy nature. It has kind of like a tobacco nature. And so what they did is they took that vanilla and started adding to that to make it more structured and make it more complex.
Definitely. Okay. Okay. You know, I it's been a long time since I smelled that, but we had a talk before, and I was supposed to have been picked up that fragrance, man. It is beautiful, but it is costly. I haven't seen it under 200 yet. I haven't seen it.
You're not gonna get that at discounters. And actually, I talked to Kix. I'm gonna, as soon as I get a chance, probably this weekend, I'm gonna send him the Lay Indemodable discovery set,
Yeah.
and it has this in it. And they have some nice ones as well.
No, they do, and they're challenging. They are polarizing. Some of them are very dark. They take some getting used to. But I mean, if you are into dark perfumery, something that might be a little polarizing, it's going to take certain notes to a depth that most of your mainstream perfume houses will not take it to. Hey, Leandomi, pronounce that again.
Lay Indemodable.
Endemodable. All right, is definitely a house to check out. Yeah.
You don't want to be the butcher tonight. I guess it's not the parody night, right?
Hey, no, 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 no. They had already, Shim, aka the Duchess, had already ordained me a cousin. So yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, I tell you what, man. And talking about sweet or gourmandish, I tell you what, I will talk about this one real quick. This is from the House of BDK. I know this is quite polarizing in the community. There are some that absolutely love it, and there are some that can deal without it, and then there are some that are just like, "Hey, man, don't put that in front of me." All right, and that is none other than, I still consider it a beautiful fragrance. However, on my skin, it comes off strong and sometimes somewhat cloying, but I do like it. I do appreciate it. I just don't know if I'm gonna keep it, but tobacco rose, y'all.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, my bad. From BDK. Yeah. This one right here, man, look. Honestly, this right here is a beautiful blend. All right. Now, the reason why I say cloying is because it's a heavy wear. It is a heavy wear. And to be honest with you, in the cloying and the heat and whatnot, it's very acidic. And what I mean by acidic is that you've got several different notes in here that have high acid. They are very acidic ones. Like, say for instance, the fact that it has chocolate in here. All right. It has pink
Yeah.
pepper, Italian lemon, cinnamon, tobacco, patchouli. All of these are acidic in nature. And man, when put together and applied to skin, If it's hot and you start to sweat, or say your skin just bubbles up a little bit, it heats up quickly, man, this thing starts radiating off skin and it becomes an acidic bomb in a sense that it will definitely make whatever it is glowing off your skin. It hits my nose heavy. We're not talking about wafts. We're talking about waves. All right, waves in my face. But it is a beautifully blended fragrance. It definitely is. I definitely enjoyed wearing this on a couple of date nights and whatnot. Um, yeah, I mean, like I said, it has a hint of plum. I don't get a lot of it, but I do get a little bit of a fruity nature. I get more of the lemon, the chocolate, the tobacco, and patchouli, because patchouli definitely keeps it dirty. All right.
It
It
does.
definitely gives it a dirty feel. All right. And the
That's
lavender,
part of the sexiness of it, though.
it is. It is. I can vouch for that. And then the lavender, I think, is the one thing that kind of makes it kind of glowing as well. It's just like it gives it a dense nature in a lot of fragrances that I have. But this is beautiful. If you've got time to get your nose on it, please do. For those who don't like it, I would insist that you run it back and get your nose on it one more time just to make sure. And yeah, go from there. But yeah, another one
One of
that
the
is,
sexiest fragrances out to me. That
hey,
fragrance is exceptional.
it's good, man. This is a sweet gourmand blend tobacco, and here you go, BDK. But the thing about it is that I love how it blends it in. The tobacco in here is definitely dry. It's
Hmm.
definitely a drier tobacco. It doesn't really get a whole lot from it. So you've got dryness in here. You've got kind of a moist, I would say, a kind of a moist rose, a rose that almost seems like
Beautiful.
it has dew on it in a sense. You've got not necessarily a milk chocolate, but definitely a more melted chocolate. So you're going to get the dryness of the tobacco blended in with several notes that are naturally, I guess you would say, juicy or wet in nature, including the plum and lemon. But I mean, it comes together so well. But in this one, it's blended sweet and gourmandish, but it is definitely a dry tobacco at the end of the day, and it's distinct, but it's good.
Okay. This is for all world. I do have Kudu. So just that was the
Dude.
signature bottle. Yeah. So this one takes Vanilla Havana and it adds a note of oud. So to me, it takes it out of that semi gourmand range.
Okay.
But the oud is a special type of oud that is really great in this one. Uh, Again, it takes more of the emphasis off of, say, the tobacco and the vanilla, because then to me this is something that's totally different once you get the oud into it. But this is a phenomenal fragrance as well. But I figured I would only bring one of them out. But once he talked about it, I had to bring that one out too.
World is the he is Mr. Ood in our neighborhood. That man
He
there.
is Mr. Artisanal. It's
Ooh,
A stands for artisanal. He is
definitely,
no joke.
definitely. Yes, I see where he was talking about. Yeah, man. And he said and Alicia said it's skanky. Is it skanky?
No. Now, what I can say is, when fragrances first ship and you get all crazy about, I just got a new fragrance and I want to spray it. When it got shaken up in the delivery, man, the oud took over the fragrance. When I first sprayed it, all I smelled was oud. And I
Okay.
was like, man, did I mess up? But I let it sit for about 2 weeks and resprayed it again. And then it was beautiful. It was better blended. It was more, I guess, complementing each other. It wasn't that the oud was taking over, but when it was first delivered and shipping, the oud took over the fragrance, and you didn't smell any of the vanilla. You didn't smell hardly any of the tobacco or the rum. You smelled a whole lot of oud. But after it settled down, it is a phenomenal fragrance, and I am glad that I was of the number. I was 313 out of 500.
Hey,
Yeah.
lucky. Raph, I don't know if you saw it, but man, but that was Tobacco Rose, baby. Okay, yeah, Dutch filled in. All right. And yeah, man. No, we haven't talked about Triumph of Bacchus. That too is a sweet gourmandish. It blends that what is that? That white peach in there. It too is strong, very cloying if you spray too much or if you spray just enough, hell, to be honest with you, because it's a strong fragrance. But Triumph of Boxes is a good one as well, man. When you're talking about sweet, gourmandish style, mainly because it is sweet and it. I think the blend puts more emphasis on that white peach and some of the rest of it. I don't really think it. You get a lot of the tobacco like by itself until you get to the dry down. So
Yeah, it's a great blend the way they have it though.
yes, and another one we don't have to touch on it right now, but would be Herod. Herod from Parfums de Marley. Definitely love how sweet it is. It's almost like that cinnamon in there is like charm. I mean, you from South enough, right? So did y'all ever eat cinnamon toast?
Cinnamon toast with butter and sugar. That
Yeah,
was a that
when
was
you
a
had the blend.
breakfast staple. When you didn't have a whole lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
that.
right. So you used to take the bread, smear the butter on there, and then
Mm-hmm.
you mix the sugar and cinnamon up together, right? And you would
Yep.
just kind of shake it on there. That's the feel I get from Herod, except there's more sugar than cinnamon at times. You know what I'm saying?
I can understand that. The Heritage is really sweet. It is a
It is.
really sweet tobacco fragrance.
It is. Yes. If you're looking for something that's not so sweet, that's more along the lines of keeping it somewhat dark, I mean, I would definitely encourage you to go try Carlisle. Carlisle is a good example of that one. I mean, it's still sweet, but not as much as Herod. Herod almost comes across like it could be worn by a female. Although I don't care because I'm wear the hell out of it. But uh, it
I
is more
love
unisex
Heritage.
than Carlisle. It is
Yeah.
definitely more unisex than Carlisle. So I'll leave it there on that. All right. All right. So yeah. So we talked about sweet gourmand. All right. Um, we talked about smoky. Let's do this one, man. How about an aromatic, almost hay-like outside of Shergi? All right, because Shergi, it could,
It's not
yeah,
really aromatic, but yeah.
right, because of the honey and everything else that kind of makes it very dense, a dense fragrance. I definitely wouldn't figure it to be a aromatic one. But do you have one in mind that you like particularly?
That's aromatic. I don't really have a aromatic one.
Okay,
I know that you do, so I would say you go. I could talk about maybe Manhattan is probably one of my most aromatic ones, but I don't really have an aromatic one. I have a lot of smoky ones that I've accumulated, and then I have a lot of boozy ones that I've accumulated. But as an aromatic one, I don't have a whole lot of.
no problem, no problem. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You know, shout out to the Scent Father, all right, Jason Vircher, who put me onto this house. I had a couple, or I had one, and I had a discovery set, but I really wasn't intrigued about it because of the style of fragrance. You know what I mean? It's good. It's fougere-ish, and at the time, I was not into that style of fragrance. I really like my spicy, darker blends. But he put me onto the House of Ormond Jane, and they have two that I absolutely fell in love with. All right. And let me see here. One is definitely Montebaco Verano. All right.
Nice.
This one right here. For those who don't know. All right. All right. Now, what you get in here is citruses up top. You got some florals, a little tea note, but you also get a tobacco leaf. And in doing so, what it does is it kind of sticks to the almost dry aromatic nature. It kind of perfumes it, or what is the term charm when they strain it into there? They make it a
Tincture.
yeah, when they
Tincture.
tinker,
Tincture.
tincture. Okay. See, we're always learning. But when they tincture it in a way that it makes it a very thin scent. It takes away some of the density in there. But now in here you get tobacco leaf. So you're going to get that tobacco blended in, but you're also going to get it well blended in with the tea. It has a very aromatic suede, a cashmerean, This right here is hay-like or aromatic tobacco at its finest, I think. Until I smell something that is better in a sense. And you know what? There may be some of my collection that I didn't even look up because I may not even know if there's actually tobacco in there, like some of the Bodicias that I got. I don't even know what's in them. But this right now is the best aromatic tobacco fragrance and brand that I've smelt. Now, not to say that there aren't others, because I haven't smelt everything. Smelt a little bit, but right now, this reigns supreme up there, Ormond Jane. And
Nice.
if you want and the thing about this one is Montebarco Verano. It's a blue feel too. That's the thing that's so nice about it. It feels airy, almost like mountain air in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It has this certain blue feel to it while still keeping its tobacco quality, its tea, you know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
still giving it a rough texture in a sense of adding the leather and the cashmere in there, But this is beautiful, man. And I think shout out to Dedrick L. Hicks too, because I think he was the one that kind of gave me the pat on the back that made me really go ahead and buy this one. All right.
Okay.
Jason encouraged me to get this one, the Intensivo. But Dedrick, I believe he was the one that encouraged me to get the Verano. And so
I'm
shout out.
gonna have to go in and just buy those because I've been waiting and waiting for those to come on discounters and they haven't. So I'm probably gonna have to pull the plug and just get it for retail.
I can let you know. I mean, I'll be honest with you. A lot of people sleep on this, but I don't mind telling. I don't mind sharing a little bit. All right. Truth be told, people are afraid of going on eBay, which you should be because there are a lot of scammers and whatnot on there. But the other thing that people don't understand is that there are actual websites. The discounters actually have accounts on there. All right. And if you find them, they actually have everything that you'll see on their website. They have it on sale there. The beautiful thing about getting it on eBay is that a lot of the stuff I bartered for. So, of course, the ask price may be 180, but hell, on eBay, there's been plenty of times where I bartered down. I'd be like, I ain't got 180. I'll give you 130. They'd be like, well, we'll do 170. I'll be like, hey, I'll do 150. All right. And I end up walking away with the fragrance for about 150. You know what I mean? Like seriously.
Okay,
And
my
a lot of
friend,
people
just for
don't.
you.
I'm telling you, and you can run the numbers on the website where you can track the codes, what is this, the barcodes on the fragrances and whatnot. You can
Uh-huh.
track it on and see its authenticity.
Batch codes.
I'm telling you, and I've done it. And the beautiful thing is that if you get it from someone that has the eBay guarantee, I have made a complaint and I've got my money back within 48 to 72 hours every time. I've been struck 2 or 3 times. All right. But they gave my money back. I sent them the bottle back. One time they didn't have me send the bottle back. I just threw it away. I wasn't about to put anybody else through that. Right. But I mean, there are places on there. If you are careful and you know what you're looking for, I might have to talk about that one day. If you know what you're looking for, you can get real authentic perfumes on there for the low. For the low.
Nice. Yeah, and somebody talked about Oud After Dark. I mean, I basically one of the houses I have the most of is Amaru, but I definitely have that. That's a nice one.
Well, we'll talk about that. What do you think about Oud After Dark? What type of blending, what type of tobacco are they using?
It's somebody just put it up in the thing. It's not really to me a tobacco fragrance. It's more of a westernized oud and plum fragrance. So I wouldn't talk. But we can have times to talk about that one. But I wouldn't talk about it as a tobacco fragrance.
Gotcha.
If I was going to talk about another smoky tobacco, and this one is a shout out to Rock Boy. I got this from Rock Boy, Cuban tobacco from
Okay.
Algaba. So this is the one. The story on this one is I paid for it with how did I pay for it? It was
Food stamps?
Zelle or something like that. It was like Zelle. And in the description, I didn't put fragrance. I just put Cuban tobacco. they held my thing and wouldn't ship it because they thought that I was getting actual Cuban tobacco, and customs held it up. I had to actually send them a
What?
picture and make an explanation about all of that just to get them to release it, because customs held it up because I put that it was well, it went to like some government agency for bringing in illegal imports, but yeah, they actually sent it to an agency, and they had me explain that I was not actually buying Cuban tobacco. That was crazy. That was
Interesting. Interesting, man. I tell
yeah.
you. Yeah, that's crazy. I saw a few people asking about Luxor. I want to talk about that real quick, man. Look,
Okay.
Luxor, I love this one. This was literally my second full bottle purchase from Zerjal. All right. My first, of course, was what was my first? My first was Alexandria. No, no, no. This was my first. My second was
Nice.
Alexandria too. Yes. My third was Naxos. Yes. The thing about this, man, it has tobacco in here, but Charm, the way it's blended in a Middle Eastern vibe, it is beautiful, man. The cardamom, it's not dry. It's almost like it's well blended in. I say it's not dry. I can't tell. Usually you
Mhm.
get a little dryness from something that has cardamom in it, but it's not. As a matter of fact, to say that this has cinnamon, leather, cardamom, myrrh, tobacco, incense, Thailand oud, Atlas cedar, Cambodian oud, cypriol oil, and patchouli, it's still such a good fragrance, man. It's and it gives you a
I think
wet.
you missed a note.
Which one?
No, that was a joke.
Oh, yeah, man. But it gives you like it gives you a wet feeling, man. Pause. All right, that just sounds so wrong. But all these notes typically have a dry effect on a fragrance in a lot of cases. When you see all those notes together, it's hard to imagine something that doesn't have something with booze or something gourmandish in there to keep it from not smelling dry. And yet this doesn't. And I don't know if it's the cypriol oil or what, but this is good, Charm. The tobacco in here is well blended. I really can't tell what style
Wow.
of
Okay.
tobacco they use, but man, with that incense, the earthy, the cinnamon, and
I'm gonna have to
everything.
check that one out. I've never got my nose on Luxor.
Hey, when we meet up, remind me, I'll bring it. But Luxor is a good one, and I'm telling you, you look at the notes. Honestly, it doesn't really smell like it. It doesn't smell like the notes would have you think. Got a few people. All right, all right. So yeah, so those are the two examples of the airy hay-like tobacco, Ormond Jane, Montebaco Intensivo, and Montebaco in Verano by Ormond Jane as well. All right, Charm, go ahead. Let me tell us one because Charm, you got some hitters over there. You have some tobacco fragrances that I've only heard whispered about. You know, stuff that I've seen on people's lists, but I've never actually seen the actual bottle. Give us one.
So this one is a boozy tobacco. This is Mécanique Intuitive, which
Mm.
is French for mechanical seduction. This is basically a very nice dry leaf tobacco, but it also is mixed with rum, slight sweetness. To me, this is if you dial down the sweetness of Harrod and then add the boozy rum to it, this is what you get. It's a great
Mm.
fragrance. Definitely underrated. Not too many people know about the house. It is Les Air Primordiales. Diale. Les
God,
Air Primordiale.
I'm gonna have to go ahead
So
on that one. Whew.
that that one is one of my favorite boozy. I have some other ones, but I will talk about this one. It also is a lighter one because it has a black tea. So this kind of comes off more aromatic, but I didn't put it with the aromatic like you were saying because it's got a real boozy rum accord. There is another one in that same style that I just got. Shout out to All World. I got
Treachery.
Treachery, and this one is a whiskey booziness with it, and it definitely you would smell drunk. So this one is I haven't really worn it yet, and I gotta get some time with this.
Okay.
But All World has been giving me, we've been going back and forth on some different recommendations, and I've gotten to the place where I'm starting to delve into a lot more of the ones that he has given me. So that is a lot. There are a lot of ones that mix kind of like a booziness with the tobacco. Another one that also is Katai that mixes the booziness with tobacco.
How do you
And
pronounce that?
I pronounce it Katai. Now, some
Okay.
people, now I do know somebody who speaks Turkish, and
Uh-huh.
they said Katai. Now, some people say Kute, Kuti. But hey,
I've heard Kutai. I've heard Kutai. You know, I've heard Kutai from an actual Turkish
yeah,
Muslim.
that's what I'm saying.
So,
Someone who's Turkish,
but a lot of
who
people say Kute. I'll be like,
yeah,
I've heard some other
hey,
Middle Easterners say Kute, and but you know, the funny thing about their culture is that you know they'll have a completely different name. Like I knew one dude, and his name was Arbit, right? His name is Arbit,
mhm.
but he'll just be like, just call me Aaron. I'll be like, what? But your name's Arbit. He'd be like, yeah, just call me. I just don't call me Aaron. I'll be like, what? Or people that are named Mohammed, and they'd be like, yeah, they just call me. Like they'll give them a completely different, like a different
Yeah,
name,
like
and they'll be
Mo.
okay. Well, I'll be like, bro, what? But yeah, so I've heard it. I've heard it both ways too. So yeah, I just wanted to check and see. But okay, so you had that one, all right, and I mean, if we're gonna go on that range, we're talking about boozy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. First one is a darling of the community, comes from the house of Mason Margella, all right, and of course from the replica line, and it is Jazz Club, all right. I mean, what can
nice.
I say about this that everybody has already heard? Boozy, smoky, tobacco. My boy off screen. Sweet to an extent, sweet for booze. I mean, strong. On the dry down, you start to get, after about 30 minutes in, you start to pick up some of the tobacco vibe and whatnot. And that tobacco vibe is definitely mixed in with some smoke. But I mean, this is a beautiful fragrance. I love spraying this on skin. Only problem is that it only gives me about 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, Jazz Club just doesn't really perform.
It doesn't. A lot of the replicas do not. But
Right.
you know, I ain't gonna lie to you. Keep me a little bag, or I keep it in pocket in my coat. I will reapply willingly. You know, because this is good. This really is beautiful to me. To be honest with you, this is actually, believe it or not, this is my second bottle. On my first one, I think I decanted for about 5 people, and I was spraying that thing like crazy. Like it was just good. But like I said, every 4 hours. So to get a full day's wear out of it at some of the jobs I've worked, you know, that's 3 applications of like 6, 7 sprays. So, but I love it, man. It's really good. It is a beauty and a staple of the community. Replica Jazz Club, man, for sure. I,
Nice.
you got one more boozy one?
One more boozy one. Yeah, I actually do.
All right.
Fiesta Habana by Cherrigan. That's another
Ooh.
boozy. So this one is a house that went out of business, and then somebody went and bought the name and also all of the formulas.
Mm.
And Fiesta Habana was basically made in the 1920s, and it was to kind of replicate or to give you the nostalgia of being in Cuba in their nightclub scenes. People used to, before it turned over into a communist nation, people from Florida would hop over to Cuba for the night, especially in the prohibition times when
Yes.
drinking wasn't allowed in America. They
Yes.
would go to Cuba and they would go to the clubs and everything. So this is a rum, vanilla, sweet tobacco fragrance that tries to give you that nostalgic feeling of being in a Cuban nightclub.
Hey, shout out to Mr. Clark for sending me a sample of that. All right, I actually got my nose on that doing a sampling, a Sunday sampling with him. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Clark, let me know if that was the one that you sent me because it definitely sounds familiar. And then the vibe that you described is definitely similar to the one that I got from it.
Yeah,
But I
Mr.
that's
Clark,
my
he's got some bangers. He has some ones out there. Yeah,
oh yeah, he likes hiding out in the chat, but you know he's got enough that he could definitely start his own little channel and give out some good recommendations, quality
absolutely.
recommendations for sure. Ah, they said by the fireplace was an exception. Nuclear performance. It was nuclear, but did it last? That's what I was wondering.
Oh,
Did it last? Because
it
I
does.
only got like 5 hours. It blew. It was strong while it was there.
I used to call it in the fireplace because it felt like you were being burnt a lot.
It was that Middle Eastern one from Latafa that was nuclear that really lasted and really was like smoldering, suffocating. But yeah, I have to go back to it. I got a little bottle of it, so we're gonna see, man.
Nice.
Uh, all right. My guy said, Charms, man, do I have
Hey,
a present for you?
hit me up on IG. Let me know because I'm down for it.
All right. My guy, Dan the Man, has said this about 3 times. Love you some tobacco lore. I love me some tobacco lore as well. That
Yeah,
Privé line from Dior, simply, simply, simply irresistible. Simply irresistible. I don't know where my bottle is, but yeah, I got it. Beautiful. Oh, okay. He said my bad. Correction 2 times. But anyway, yeah, beautiful fragrance. Definitely punches above its class. It is technically a designer because of the brand name on it,
but
but
it's
it
the
is
free line, right? The Privé line,
yes,
whatever.
yes, but it is as good as a niche. Uh, Definitely as good as any niche out there. Definitely.
Next year, that's gonna be my goal is to start getting into more of the luxury designer lines
Oh, they're
like
good.
Chanel, Guerlain. Well, Guerlain is not
Guerlain.
really designer.
Yeah,
Guerlain is really niche.
are
But
they?
I think
Guerlain is.
I think Guerlain is niche. I
Hmm.
don't know of any kind of other things that they do as far as like clothing and stuff. I thought Guerlain was still considered niche.
Okay. Okay.
Chanel, Dior, they have the luxury lines. Now, somebody
Yeah.
can correct me, but I have not gotten into those as much. But I that's my plan. My plan is to delve into more artisanal and luxury designer lines for 2026.
Yeah, I spent a good amount of time in there. Guerlain does have um, some really good fragrances. I don't know if it's Privé, but also Givenchy.
Yeah,
Because
and Dutch is right. They make makeup and beauty supplies, but to me that doesn't take them out of being niche. But to
yeah,
me, because that's still kind of in the same line. When I think of like Gucci or Louis Vuitton, where they're making purses, shoes, bags, but
yeah.
you can it crosses over to me. But
Okay, okay,
yeah,
I get that. All right, my last one in that example would be for Boozy would be Back to Black.
that's
Like
a good one.
there is an essence of liquor in here. I don't know if it is, to be honest with you. Everything that I've looked up and whatnot says it has liquor, but not necessarily in all the places does it claim it in the notes. Like Fragrantica doesn't claim it has any liquor in it, but
Killian's, how could he not put liquor in it?
that's what I'm thinking. So when I smell it, it's like that's crazy. But
I
man,
mean, that's saying an alcoholic is really drinking water.
I'm saying, man, the nature of this fragrance is one of boozy tobacco. All right, the tobacco in here is definitely one that comes off more of a wet nature because of all of everything else in there, from the cherry to the vanilla to the white honey.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's really not any woods until it dries down, but everything is kind of sweet, boozy, um, fruity up front, and to me on skin this is a beautiful blend. All right, I know a lot of people that are like it's a mess because of all those notes, but honestly this right here for me, I've gotten plenty, and I say plenty, I've gotten compliments wearing this, let me just say that. All right, and this is one that a lot of women like. A lot of women like this on me. So I know some that wear this, you know what I'm saying, but they've liked it on me. There are a lot of scents that some women will wear, like Dates Delight. I wear it. A lot of women wear it. But when I wear it, I get a few compliments. I get a hey, what are you wearing? You know what I'm saying? But this is one of those, man. Back in Black. I'm telling you, this is good. Get your nose on it. Definitely a beautiful tobacco blend. Has a boozy nature to it. Not sure why it's not in the notes, but it definitely smells boozy. That's I had to throw that in there because it's good, man. It is good.
Nice, nice.
Yes. All right. So I mean, so we got quite a few and whatnot. Charm, I gotta ask. We already went over fresh, we already went over aromatic, hay like and whatnot. I think I asked you this earlier. I know I don't. Do you have anything green?
No, not that I know of. Now, green tobacco was usually used in a lot older type things. I know I have uh Chypre Palatine, and they say
Okay.
that that has a green tobacco in it, but it's a Chypre, so I didn't put that on the table because that's really a Chypre. The way it's blended with so many different notes, I don't necessarily pull out the green tobacco out of it. But
You
green
should.
tobacco to me was an older used note. Most of the time now, you're not finding a whole lot of fragrances that are using a green tobacco.
Right, right. Well, they did give an example of Versace Man Eau Fraiche.
Hmm.
They said that was one that uses a green
Green
tobacco,
tobacco.
but
It's usually
I
more
will.
herbal, more
Uh-huh.
and more green when you use it because it's well, it's a green tobacco. But yeah,
I will say this. I know it's not a green tobacco, but that Naxos, it's a honey tobacco. But the funny thing is that it dries down with a little green nature, and the dry down, it dries down sweet and green to some degree, man. That's the crazy part about it.
I don't the lavender and everything
Yeah.
in Naxos, the cinnamon, the cashmere makes it smooth. To me, this is like refined. It's a refined tobacco. I don't know. I didn't. Maybe there's some things that are green in it, but
No, that's what I meant. I didn't
yeah.
mean the tobacco is green. I'm saying it
Okay.
has a green nuance, but if you were to smell it and whatnot, I remember when I first started smelling it, I almost thought it was like a green tobacco because the way it dried down, you're still getting the tobacco nuance even after the sweetness dies down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And it
that's
starts to
true.
get some green notes in there. And I was always wondering. That's why I threw that. That's why I mentioned it because it felt like it was towards the end of the dry down. But definitely not at the beginning.
Yeah,
No, definitely not.
it's a beautiful fragrance. I mean, Naxos
Most definitely.
was one of the reasons why I delved into Jerjoff so much was because of Naxos.
All right. All right. All right.
Oh,
Cool. Cool.
Royal Tobacco. I guess that would be the last. I guess I didn't talk about Royal Tobacco, but definitely almost anything by Cecile Zarokian, I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
So I tried to get on the channel, but she obviously doesn't look at her mail. But If I see a Sin Explore this year, I would definitely press her up to make sure I
Yeah.
can get her
Wait,
on the channel.
whoa, Sean. Don't tell us you committing any crimes already, man.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? This is Sips
yeah,
and
Ralph,
Secrets,
you
right?
are
But
right because the lavender it is fruitier like with
yeah,
the things in it. But yeah, I really would like to get her on the channel. So I'm gonna work on that
for
as far
sure.
as imploring her to be a guest.
No, for sure. And I was gonna say, man, you know, the one that you were talking about that was a sheepra. Hey, sheepra or not, look, especially when I'm talking about Montebaco Intensivo and Verano,
Hmm.
these have so many notes to take away from the airy tobacco. You only really get a little bit of the tobacco. All right. And you pick up more of it in the mid, more so than on the dry down and in the beginning, because there are a plethora of notes that blend in well in here, from the airy mountain air, the crisp
Hmm.
mountain air note, and everything else. So I was just going to say, if you get a hint of it, like you do in the Sheepra, it don't matter that everything else is in there. It's still tobacco. I
That
know that.
in talking about that, it's an older fragrance. It's a classic fragrance, but
Uh-huh.
Chic Peloton is a great fragrance.
Oh yeah. So definitely, man. Let me go in here real quick. Let me go to the chat. Earl McDowell, what's going on, man? My go-to when attend the cigar lounge is Creed Royal Oud. Earl, you got good taste, man. Where
Yeah,
the mine? It's over here.
Royal is definitely great.
It is a beautiful
That's
fragrance for
that's
sure.
one of my favorite Creed fragrances. Royal.
All right, I'm gonna have to try that out one day, man. All right, Nate said, "Charm, you got your right to remain silent." Ref said, "Hey, the reason why you probably ain't gotten in touch with it because she got 4 assistants and it's only made it to the third one thus far. You know."
I guess so, but I saw her in person last year at Sin Explore. If she comes to Sin Explore again, I'm gonna impress upon her goodwill to be on the channel. I think that would be a great show. I think that would be a great show.
All right, Aroma. Yeah, definitely. I think it would be great. The conversation that y'all would have. I know you'd be ready to ask away, boy. Yes, Barry. I probably am going to take it if he keep insisting on asking about that Vu Elegant. All right, we're not talking about that. We mentioned Naxos, so there's no need to bring up Vu Elegant, man. All right, for sure. Hey, said the new formulation of leather tobacco is pretty good. Now, I know a lot of people love the Zaharovs and whatnot, and I don't think they're bad. They're just not for me. The sweet leather nature of it, it does dry down well, but yeah, I've never actually owned the bottle, but I bought several decants from the website and two to be exact, and it's not bad. It's good, but just not to my liking, man. My preference of tobacco blends doesn't agree with the way Claude Deer and those blended for Zaharoff.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
I can tell you one thing: Claudia with Rose is no joke.
Huh?
I love his blends with Rose, but
Yes.
I haven't smelled leather tobacco yet. It's I have to delve into a lot more of Zaharoff. I don't have a whole lot of Zaharoffs.
Look, shout out to GZ, shout out to Ross, Justin, and everybody else that's rocking the brand. Shout out to Dame and everybody else that cheerleads for them. They are a good house, but that goddamn leather tobacco, that that stuff, first of all, nuclear. Second of all, how can you get the tobacco over the leather? It takes hours to get to the tobacco because the leather is so pronounced. All right. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I have jokingly said that it reminds me of Pulp Fiction.
Oh wow. Okay.
You know, the guy in the leather suit that was downstairs. I hate to say it like that, but the gimp. That is what it reminds me of. Signature tobacco is definitely wearable for me. I enjoyed it.
And
Just
everybody says signature to back. I think that's what Tazo said was really smoky.
Smoky. Okay.
Now
Maybe
I
I
have
was used to.
the signature Pour Home Extreme, and I like that one. That's
Yeah.
I have a few. I have like 4 or 5 Saharas. But
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of wish I had gotten my hands on one or two of the others, but no love lost. It is what it is. But Dutch said not enough people mention Carolina Herrera mystery tobacco enough. Man, that's because it's not really readily available. Hell, it was only at a couple of discounters. It barely went down in price. And let's be honest, it's a good fragrance, but you really don't find very many places that offer it. Hell, the most openly placed to order it at full price, I think it was what, $400, was on their website. And you had to send an email in. Like there was a special way to place an order. You couldn't even get it off of the website. Carolina Herrera did not make that thing accessible. To be honest with you, none of them from the Privé line. Because I think it was that and like 4 others that you just couldn't get them.
hmm.
Couldn't find a lot of them.
That's a lot of why certain fragrances aren't hyped, is you're not being able to get them in circulation.
I'm telling you. Dutch, shout out to Dutch and shout out to that guy T Rizzy. He was a big voice for Inflamme by Givenchy. All right. And he loved it. He loved it. I wonder if he ever got a full bottle, but he was definitely speaking out heavy about that, man, for sure. Habib said, just getting back. Oh, okay. What's going on, man? Yep. We haven't talked about it yet, but that's definitely a beautiful one. All right. Philosophia. It was on our list of backups. That is
Nice.
definitely a cigar lounge favorite. Oh, let me get in here. Hopefully y'all can see better than
Yeah,
I can.
it just cleared up.
All right. But yeah, definitely chocolate nuances, supposed to resemble the what is it, the a specific shoot, I always forget the name of it. I don't know, not Garcia Vega, but it's supposed to it is supposed to smell essentially like one of the cigars that I guess Mike's friend used to enjoy smoking. I forget what the name of it is, but I got one over here. It's the Tatiana chocolate. It smells incredibly alike, but I forget the one that he referenced
Oh,
in his
Aramis.
story about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be interested in Aramis Tobacco Reserve. That's Aramis is one of the houses my father used to wear when I was younger. I Interesting that there's some nostalgia on that.
These guys are crazy, man. Aramis is legendary.
Yeah.
For a lot of us, that's what started off our whole family tree wearing fragrances. Hell, but the funny thing was, hell, Aramis, so many ways, it damn near just smelled like rubbing alcohol with a little, with a couple of notes in there.
Well, the Aramis it was a sheeper, so it almost to me is like a classic sheeper. It actually probably one of the reasons why I gravitated towards the Aglev and some of the other ones like sheeper, Palatine.
Okay, okay. Got a lot of
Yeah,
people in here.
I've never smelled the signature tobacco or whatever from Johara
They're
to know
good.
if it smells like royal tobacco. That would be interesting for me to do. I like doing comparisons.
The thing is it's a good fragrance, but at the time I put it behind, in my preference, I put it behind so many other ones. And so I
Mm.
haven't gotten around to really getting it. Oh, that's what it is. Stogie said Ashton BSG. I stick to the $10 and under cigars. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to spend that much on something I'm literally going to burn through.
So you don't have those EQ cigars.
Nah, I'm not. I ain't got the budget. You know what I'm saying? I'm balling on a budget, baby. Y'all know how I am. If I take $50 to the bar, I'm not spending that much money on a cigar. 50 at the bar, 10 on a cigar. Dutch said, "Hey, mystery tobacco, Caroline, but see what I mean? Hey, regular price is like 300 something. At Fragrance Net, they're 250. I'm not paying that for Carolina Herrera, the Privé designer brand. No, no, sir. I'm good. I need to smell it first. Givenchy Gentleman Ombre has a good tobacco. I haven't smelled that one. Have you, Charm?
No, that's another one that Givenchy. I need to get more into those.
They said Tobacco Reserve was the first tobacco they bought. All right. I'm gonna have to go check that out then, because I have never gotten my nose on it, man. Oh Lord, you know it's got to be something because Alicia says it slaps.
Yeah, still
She's
rocking.
still rocking Tobacco Reserve. I gotta check that out.
Every all right.
All
So
right,
many fragrances, so little time.
yeah, man. But I'm telling you, right now, especially in the climate for which it seems like so many brands are trying to make so many fragrances unisex. It seems like one of the few notes that the guys, the masculine fragrance enjoyers or connoisseurs, can cling to that still gives them that essence of masculinity is definitely going to be tobacco as of right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that's one of the things that's good about it. But there, trust me, with the formulation of Herod, you know what I'm saying, and so many others, more and more tobacco fragrances are going into a sweet kind of blended nature. But and you don't see a lot of the new lines, including very many fougères, chypres, or just aromatic, you know, um, tobacco notes. They're not allowing the tobacco to keep its acidic yet earthy nature in a
Mm.
lot of blends nowadays. Nowadays, the only place that you're finding that really is in some of the more ultra niche brands where they're going to tax you over the head initially for it, or for they may have one or two per series release nowadays.
Wow, it's
That guy's
$200 now.
$200. I'm good. Tell you what, somebody send your boy a 2 meal. That right there is almost just weight in gold.
How much for just a sip?
You know what I'm saying? Just a sip. That's all I'm asking for.
Got change for 100?
Yeah. What do you say? A whole rib, $15. How about I just get it off the bone?
Yeah. How
I
much is sodas?
Just Cold said he has Herod Naxos, Stronger With You tobacco. I need to get my nose on that. Philosophia and Tobacco Vanille. All right. I definitely
Just a quick question. Do you like the old bottle style or the new bottle style by Day 3 better?
honestly, to be honest with you, I like them both.
Okay.
I like that I have both of them. I have 6 from the original style, and I literally got 5 from the new style. Or I got 6 from the new style too. So I kind of like it. I like them both. But if I had to choose one, to be honest with you, um, I kind of like the new ones because it gives you a little more shelf room.
It's got better shelf presentation appeal.
Yeah.
I admit that. I don't necessarily like the fact that I have both. I would really like to have just one or the other because I have OCD issues with my shelf, as people
Yeah.
can probably see the way I stack things up.
Uh huh. You over there looking real neebish, but it's
No, I
looking good
mean,
though,
this is
Tom. It's
how I
looking good.
always do it. It's just that I didn't have a dedicated space. So it was crazy in the beginning. I had fragrances everywhere until I got a dedicated space for it. And now that I have it all in one spot, but I've always lined it up, even in anything that goes into a cabinet, it's usually labels forward and in straight lines. It's just my deal.
I got you. Pachado said he liked the old ones. Dame said he
It's
liked.
going back and forth. Yeah, some people say they like the new ones. Some people say they like the old ones. The 100 ml bottles. I don't think I've gotten any 100 ml bottles.
Oh yeah, they used to have the big bottle, the older ones. I got 50s of the old style, but they
Yeah.
were selling hundreds. Yeah, they definitely were.
Hmm.
Dang. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so Barry is a sprayer. He's an over sprayer. If you got to dent new things, boy. Sheesh. OCD is fine, charm. Them old bottles you can send my way.
Dame has been trying to accost and rob me for my fragrances for over a year now.
Yeah. Yeah, you get
Thank
that.
you, sir.
Yes, sir. Will said it looks amazing. Yes, it does, man. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, snap. OG is back. Yep. What's going on? Make it make sense, man. With bottles. Yes, sir. Son of the day is bond number
Sir, make it make
964.
sense.
But yeah, but I tell you what, before we go ahead and get to the end of this, do you have one more that you feel you really need to put the people on? Just one.
One more that I really need to put the people on. It's not really one that people don't know, but I can say that Tobacco Sapphire is a really good one.
Okay.
And it is familiar. I know some people, and I have even made the claim that Boadicea is, or Boadicea, however you want to pronounce it, is one of the best clone houses out there. They take Middle Eastern Monday to its finest.
Yes, indeed.
But in my opinion, Tobacco Mandarin does not perform, and Tobacco Sapphire does it better, and it more expensive. But Tobacco Mandarin is not cheap either.
I think I heard you and Dutch talking about that in the chat one day. So what is the difference between the two?
It's a little darker, a little richer, but it definitely gives you the same feel. It's definitely going to put you back in uh, the same type of scent profile, but this one performs so much better than Tobacco Man. Tobacco Sapphire or King of Love? I have never tried King of Loves, but now I will take a note on that, because once somebody tells me something, then I am just crazy enough to go find it and do a comparison. As you know, I've done a comparison of 17 clones of Angel Share. So I will do it. I never found one that lived up to me to what Angel Share was, but I love doing comparisons. I love getting into like the science of all of our hobby that we call fragrance collection.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's I mean, you got to. And how can you get past comparing when every time you look up someone's comparing something to something else, you know? That seems to be the main way that people are, you know, doing reviews nowadays, which is not a knock, it's just acknowledgement. Because, you know, everybody I just feel like everybody is trying to find something. It's like they're trying to cling to something else in order to substantiate or to tear down, in a sense, another fragrance. Honestly,
It
whether they
it
know it or not.
it is, in general, I can say the only time I compare something is when there is kind of like a perception out there that they are similar or that they need a comparison. For the most part, I have a lot of fragrances that some people would say are in the same neighborhood, but I find the different shades and nuances of the fragrance to justify me having it. So it's interesting. It's interesting. King of Love is supposed to be Montebaco Intensivo. I have to check
Yeah,
that out.
really?
It's hard to get Montebaco Intensivo, so maybe I need to get King of Love.
What is King of Love? You mean Night of Love? Night with a K? Isn't that what it is?
Wow.
And that, but this here
It's
is it
Night
King
of
of Love
Love.
or is it Night of Love or is that a different brand that I'm just not all around knowing?
I was thinking it's for this year.
Oh no, it is Night of Love.
Night of
Okay,
Love.
that's what I was making sure. Okay, hey, I had to make sure because I was like, damn.
There you go. Keep them honest.
Hey, no, I had to make sure because you know I've been seeing a bunch of people coming up with the King and everything else is discontinued. I'm like, did I miss one too? Like, let me go ahead and hit up the Synth Father. You know, he knows. If he don't, EQ do.
Somebody's gonna know.
Definitely.
But you got it right.
Definitely.
Night of Love.
Yeah, you good. You good, Abib. I was just making sure. Hey, I don't look. I know I'm not up to date between work and trying to keep up with this content and whatnot. I know there's a whole bunch of brands and perfumes and colognes that are passing me by every day.
So hopefully the mayor, Mr. John Carlo, is going to be at Sin Explorer. Hopefully I'll see him.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be there. Okay, Charm. Yeah, so we'll be there. Yeah.
Oh, so you going this year? All right.
I got my ticket. I got my hotel. Yes.
Where did you get a hotel at?
The airport in Newark. We got the Hilton Hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, we went ahead and chose to stay there, man.
Yeah.
It's 30 minutes away. It's 30 minutes away from the venue, and I can always catch the what you call it. Catch the train.
1.5 miles away. I think it's 1.2 miles, but that one still I'm at $500 a night, but the ones that were right around there were between $600 and $800 a night.
Yeah, I'm not spending that much. Look, Sim Explorer is something that I wanted to cross off, but that's more than just a bucket list price.
Yeah, and they wouldn't take my points. They were like, points are no good here.
Yeah.
So I actually had to pick that one up. So
yeah, those prices. It's not bucket
John
list.
C. I don't know why I said John Carlo. There's another John Carlo. That's why. Because there's a guy that's John Carlo. I'm sorry, John.
And my bad, John. I'm sorry, man, because I'm so used to seeing John Carlo. I think
John Carlo. Yeah.
So I apologize, man. But John C. Yeah. Hopefully we'll see you there, man, for sure.
Yeah, we had a good time last year. I saw John C. there.
What up, Lions Pride?
The mayor, but he is the mayor of the Discord for the Niche Fragrance Collector. They call him the mayor because he runs over there.
All right.
He runs things over there. And he has a nice collection and definitely has a lot of knowledge.
We got to get him up here one day, man. Have a little conversation if he's willing to get on camera.
I have not seen him on camera, but if you talk to him, when I talked to him in Sin Explorer, we had a lot of great conversations. A lot of great conversations.
We shall chop it up. We shall chop it up for sure, for sure. But yeah, man, no. I just chose to stay in Jersey, man. It is what it is. But I know I'm gonna be out there because what is it? My young dude that I trained over the summer and whatnot got a game out there, so I'll be in Manhattan probably at that point, and I might go out there to visit a couple of people that I know too. But it's just for price wise, man. Like I said, all right, you got bucket list and then you got Make-A-Wish prices, and I ain't in the Make-A-Wish, so ain't nobody paying for those $600-$700 prices. You know what I'm saying? I'd have to get somebody to sponsor me.
Luckily, my job sponsored me, and they did a good job. But I work for it.
Yeah, no, that's what's up, man. But yeah, we'll definitely be out there. But hey, I tell you what, man. Hey, this has been a really good conversation. Definitely some great fragrances to reference and to get your nose on, y'all. For real, tobacco is definitely one of those notes that has been a staple, especially for the last century. Definitely. It's been big since the century. I think I was saying earlier where it came. The first one that technically came into existence was in 1919. You know what I'm saying? And what was that? I forgot to talk about it, but yeah, I did forget to talk about it. But the first one that came out was, here it is, Tobacco Blonde. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
No, I haven't heard of that one.
That's the one that they said was synthetic tobacco made from leather spices and a touch of floral carnation. Habanita by Molinard.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've heard of Molinard, but
Molinard, right?
Yeah, Habanita was their first tobacco fragrance in the 1920s.
Nice. Right?
Yeah. So I mean, the profile has been around, but it's been really important, especially since this has become such a niche hobby. It's been associated with niche hobbies. I guess with the tobacco, the note became
Hmm.
accustomed to different cigar lounge, jazz clubs, and whatnot, and certain places where those niche hobby loving people tend to commune. And
Hmm.
yeah, man. Right now, it's one of my favorite notes, but like I said earlier, man, the importance of it right now is that this seems to be one of the few notes that is allowing its perfumery or the perfumery of the note being in the cologne or the perfume to remain for the most part male centric, I guess, or masculine. It's one of the few ones that's maintaining its masculinity in most of the perfumery that contains the notes. So you know, definitely something to definitely something to consider. But if y'all have any questions, man, feel free. Feel free for real. You know what I'm saying? Let us know if we have any recommendations outside of the ones that we have here, because I've got a whole half a table full of some more. But yeah, I know Charm got plenty more, you know what I mean? But it's a beautiful note, man, and it is definitely one that I think any and everybody needs to find a few to enjoy. But yeah, man, this was good, man. Charm, I appreciate you for coming out.
Anytime.
Well, hey, you got anything to say to the people regarding the note, regarding anything, man? You know what I'm saying? Welcome back,
Yeah, just to say that I should be doing more videos starting really shortly. I am going to try to plug in a few lives. I have a video that I'm putting together, kind of talking about how I made the fragrance room and stuff like that. So more coming out from the channel, and we're gonna keep grinding, keep getting out there, and definitely gonna be going to Sin Exploring and everything like that. So
Definitely.
my next video coming out are some of my favorite purchases this year. From the time since I stopped making videos, that's my next video I'm working on right now, editing it right now. But I
Got
appreciate everybody. Appreciate the love. I really do. Even while I was out, people were wishing me well, asked me how I was doing. I think the fragrance community is a great community, and we just there's a lot of love. There's a lot of drama, but there's a lot of love too.
Yeah, there is a lot of drama, It's unfortunate, but you're gonna have a lot of drama anywhere. There's a lot of positivity at times anyway.
Fragcom is a business. Talking about jive turkeys.
This
I
guy.
didn't have any oven mitts on though, so I don't know if you want to talk about jive turkeys.
Yeah, Kia, man, this guy. This guy. But yeah, man, appreciate you for coming through, Charm. Go ahead. I'm gonna put you in the back
Yes,
chat
sir.
real quick. I'll be right with you. Let me go ahead and
All right.
close things out with these
Thank
sippers and sippers, man. All right, y'all. Hey, appreciate y'all for coming out, man. As always, it's been a heck of a night. You could have chose to be anywhere, but you chose to be here with us, and for that, we are truly appreciative, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is just it's just the first video. We're going to be having these type of discussions both with Charm and other people from the community, discussing some of the notes that they prefer, giving some recommendations as far as fragrances, and talking about just how they're blended, within those fragrances. Because I think that's one of the most important things within making a recommendation, that you understand how it's blended, how it's being used. Because some people love tobacco, some people love a wet tobacco, some people love a dry tobacco, aromatic. It is tinctured, all right, tinctured, all right, in different ways. I hope I said that right. If not, hey, blame it on my bloodline, the butcher bloodline. All right, but yeah, this is it's always good to know where to head, man, where you're heading as far as your fragrance journey. And hopefully this will help some of y'all. If not, start your journey, find a clear path within the note of tobacco on your journey, and just give you an idea of you know, where you want to go, give you some recommendations of how you might want to go ahead and maintain your journey, and so you don't end up lost and just out there blind buying everything like so many of us have, But you know, like we always say, man, we appreciate you for coming out. You know, like we said, you could be anywhere but here, but you chose to be here with us, and for that we are truly appreciative. And with that being said, let every sip be a sip of inspiration, and let every sniff lead to a new discovery, man. Look, that's for you, Jason Vercher. Shout out to you for finally coming in the last 5 minutes of the show. But hey, stay tuned for the next one. We will be having Jay Chantel on Friday, where we will be talking about some of hers, and I should be joined by none other than the phenomenal, everybody's favorite Kix Griffey. So yeah, look forward to that. But outside of that, y'all be easy. Have a good night. Stay blessed. And again, one love. Oh, make sure I got this right. Oh.